But he'd never really been in a heavy band, you know, because he came from Quiet Riot, which were like a sort of glam rock band, more commercial, radio friendly glam rock sort of stuff. But he was a brilliant player, mind blowing player. You know, we all loved him. You know, but he hadn't been in a band like we got Lee Kerslake from Uriah Heep, we've got Ozzy from Black Sabbath. I had just come from Rainbow, so we'd all come from, you know, real McCoy heavy rock bands. You know,
yeah.
So that was the environment that Randy needed to be in to bring that out of him. But yeah, I was the one who was no, it's not near enough is not good enough. You know, let's keep going.
Welcome back to Artist on Record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artists. And tonight in the hot seat, it's Bob Daisley. It's another episode of Ask Bob. You keep putting your questions in the comments, and I'll have Bob answer them. Tonight, we'll take a couple of those questions, and hopefully they're yours. In the meantime, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss any other episodes. And now here's Bob. Now, being that guy, would it clash with Sharon?
Well, the first album, she wasn't around. It was David Arden who was doing the day-to-day management, and he would come down to Ridge Farm occasionally and talk business, or one of the reps from Jet Records would come down and listen to what we'd been doing and that sort of thing. But she was in America at that time. I think probably in the LA office. You know, on behalf of her father, Don Arden. But, you know, we kept the ball rolling. You know, after that first UK tour, that first album was done. I remember we started on the 22nd of March, 1980, and you know, we had the album in the can. We did some warm-up shows. We called ourselves The Law. Just as a warm-up, sort of unannounced kind of thing. Did a few shows, but the full-scale UK tour was done in, I think it was September 1980, and that's when the album came out.
So
it went in the top 10 charts.
So, but you did some shows before. You did some warm-up show.
We did a few warm-up shows. I think
what were those like?
Yeah, well, that was. Remember the very first one in Blackpool? It was interesting because Roy Wood was there, and you know, I loved Roy Wood. You know, the Move and Roy Wood's Wizard, and he started ELO. All that stuff. He was there, and you know, it was that sort of Birmingham brigade. You know, because that's where Ozzy was from. Oh, it was, you know, it was great. You know, that was our first time playing live to an audience, so it was a little nerve-wracking, but it went so well. You know, we had something. You know, there was a magic there. There was a magic in the chemistry, and it just gelled. You know, it just really did.
Hot seat, our buddy Bob Daisley, and he's back to answer a few questions here. And I appreciate everybody writing to us. And just to let you know, and please understand, there's over 300 comments. So we're going to try to get to a couple of them right now. Let's see what we got over here. And right here, let's go up here. Andrew Becker, 3700. How much was Johnny, I'm assuming he's meaning Ozzy, involved in creating what became the Blizzard? Wouldn't he generally come in after the songs were put together and then put vocals to it? Just want to say thanks, Bob, for helping create some of the absolute best tracks in Ozzy's solo career.
Johnny, yeah, well, obviously he's John Osborne, yes. No, he didn't come in after. How it happened, the order of creativity was Randy and I would work on the musical side. Johnny would come in and sing melodies, and those melodies were strong and they were important. So it was an important part of the writing process. and then I would write lyrics to his vocal melodies, and that's how we did it. And then later, when Lee came in, sometimes Lee would sing melodies, and because Lee was quite a good singer too, and he had good ideas and he didn't play just drums. He played keyboards and he had a good musical knowledge. So some of the melodies were Lee's as well. So we all worked together. It was just a nice chemistry, and we all got on well together, and it just gelled. It was meant to happen, and I think it was meant to happen the way it happened.
Yeah. So Lee, did he ever want to front his own band?
He had tried. I think they were called Blind Ambition, and he was trying to get that off the ground when he auditioned for us. But he was so perfect that he just joined our band, and it all worked, and it went from there. And that was about I think February 1980 when Lee came in. But he did have his own band. It was called Blind Ambition.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow. Very cool. Okay, here's another comment right here. This is from DJ Moonchild. And thank you, DJ, right here. Just heard that podcast today, and wow, they actually sound really good. Ozzy must be confused or just being bitter or something.
Well, I suppose everybody hears things different ways, but to me, they sound pretty good to me. I mean, there's no denying that you can hear everything. You can hear what we're doing, what notes we're playing, what song we're playing, and um, somebody's opinion
Hmm.
might differ from mine in what I think is good quality. But for rehearsal tapes, I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, no, they sounded pretty good. And actually, here's another person making a comment about the recordings and the cleanup right here. But thank you, DJ, for your comment. And this is the fans actually asking the question. So it's actually a fun way to interview you, Bob, going not my questions, but using their questions.
Well, it's
And then,
good. Always good to hear and know what people are thinking
mhm,
and what they want to know about, and because that's why they are the reason that we play music for the
absolutely.
audience. Not for ourselves. I mean, it's job satisfaction, and we love doing what we do, but it's for other people, and it's always important to take on board what people want, how they feel, what they think, and what questions they have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And over here in this form, there might be some questions or maybe just some the way they're feeling. So everybody wants to be heard. So, and
Yep.
I'm sure the fans want to know and they want you to hear them. So this is a good way of you getting to know your fans right
It
here.
is, yeah.
So
Yep, yep, yep.
yeah, I think this is kind of fun. And everybody, thank you for your comments. And thank you, Lawrence Reinhardt. What some people forgot, they were the Blizzard of Oz, a band, not just one artist and performer and side temp work for hire musicians.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it was a band formed. Um, it was formed really. The first two members were Ozzy and me. I know that Ozzy had seen Randy in LA and he'd given him the gig, but Randy was still in LA, and then Ozzy was going to try to put a band together in the UK, and that's when Jet Records phoned me, and I went up on a train. Ozzy met me at the station. I went to his house. He had a couple of these guys there, a guitarist and a drummer, and we had a play. And they were nice guys, and they were good players and all. But I said to Ozzy, "Yeah, they're good." And I said, "If you want to get serious about it, though," I said, "these guys aren't really world class." So he said, "Hang on a minute." And he walked into the rehearsal room we were at his house. Said, "You can pack up, fellas, and go home. It's not working out." And that's how they were just dismissed. But that's when he told me about. He said, "Oh, I met this guitarist in LA, and he's a music teacher and teaches guitar." And that's when I sort of envisaged this bloke in pipe and slippers and a cardigan, But it was Randy. He said his name's Randy Rose. I said, "Well, let's get him over here." So
Wow.
we went to David Arden at Jet Records, who was handling the band on day-to-day stuff, and he didn't really want to bring Randy over. He said, "Well, he's unknown, and it's cost a fortune to get him over here, and blah blah blah." But then I still remember his exact words. He said, "Against my better judgment, I agreed to fly Randy Rhoads over to England," and that's when the Blizzard of Oz began.
That's when it all began. Wow.
Yeah.
History.
Yep.
That is history right there.
Yeah.
Wow. I think those are pretty cool questions we hit up today. What do you think,
Yeah.
Bob?
They're good.
Yeah.
Certainly.
I think
Yeah. Yeah.
so. Should we do for two more, or should we
Yeah.
just
Sure. We'll do
you
two
want to do a
more.
couple
Yep.
more,
Yep.
two
Yep.
more, and
Yep.
then we'll call it over here?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Alrighty. Now this is there he is, Rock Oracle, and
Yeah.
another question for Bob. In the John Styx book, Ozzy says that he and Randy wrote most of the first album before the other guys, Bob and Lee, were in the band. How does Bob feel about that sort of
Revisionist history.
revisionist history?
Yeah. Well, I think probably the best way to answer that one would be to read my book and see what really happened, when it happened. You know, the timeline of events and how it was all put together. But you know, how would that happen anyway? Because Ozzy wasn't a lyricist. How would those songs be written by just two guys? Randy wasn't a lyricist, and neither was Ozzy. And to start with, you know, when Ozzy was putting the band together in England, Randy wasn't even there. He was still in LA. It was my idea to fly Randy over when Ozzy told me about him.
There it is. And the full
Yep.
story, Bob, where can they check that out?
Oh,
In the
in my
book.
book, for
In the
fact's
book,
sake.
for
It's
fact's sake.
detailed. Hmm.
That's it, right there. We'll do one more right here, okay?
Okay.
Check it out. Alrighty. Totally Driven TV 4. Oh, no, Totally Driven TV. 4 days ago they wrote this. Get it all mixed up over
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
Gotta space it out a little bit better, but
Yeah.
wow, I just listened to those clips, and considering it was recorded on a boombox 40 years ago, they sound really friggin' good. Well, thank you, Totally Driven TV for that, and, Bob?
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I've said all along, to my ears, they actually sound pretty good for what they are. You know, even though now they could be improved upon, but as they are, as
Mhm.
the uncut diamond, they sound pretty good as they are, but we could improve on them, you know?
Yeah. But in the meantime, everybody, I want you guys all to check out, since we did mention your name, have you got Bob's book? Check it out for fact's sake, and go into the links down below. And also make sure you subscribe. We always love hearing from you. This was a lot of fun, and you gave me a reason to hang out with Bob tonight. So I enjoyed my evening with Bob. Until then, everybody, I am Stefan. You guys are all beautiful. We'll catch you all later. And remember, who loves you, baby? We do. Thanks for watching, and if you want to catch our episodes unedited, become a member today right here on YouTube. If you want to hear more from Bob, put your comments down below. Let Bob hear from you. Maybe he'll come back here. We'll see you later.